A life as an artist is filled with so many tremendous highs and lows that make you want to pivot. And for some reason, we hang on to both of them. Maybe it's because it is integral to our growth as a person and as an artist. And maybe it's also because the journey is what really matters. Let's face it, embracing the journey, the good and the bad, is how we grow as artists and as people. And I really think it is essential to shaping our outlook on life. And this week, it is full of highs and art making and lows and self-doubt. And I'm so honored that I get to share these beautiful moments with you. But before we get into it, hi, my name is Sid. I go by the Blind Artisan because I am a visually impaired artist on a mission to become the best artist that I can possibly be. And I'm so honored to have you here. I hope that this video brings you a sense of comfort, a sense of peace, and inspires you to keep chasing your silly little but beautiful dreams, no matter what stands in your way. Last week, I had my very first shop update in months, and it was such a scary but exhilarating experience for me, and it was so necessary. I feel like the most pivotal moments in my life have been when I pushed myself and challenged myself, and I think putting my art out there and giving it the love and attention that it deserved, it was so important and necessary for me. One of the things I released in this shop update was my very first round of mugs, and these are just some glass mugs with my design on them, and I think they came out so cute. So here I am just drawing on the mailers as I wait for all the supplies to arrive, and I just feel like they add a little special touch to your orders, and I get to get a little bit of practice in. Every once in a while, I feel like I need a change in scenery. My mom gave me this little cart that she normally uses for markets, but I feel like it fits my space so beautifully. And so here I am just putting in some of my packing supplies and just getting it all set up. I feel like this is really nice because it also has a little countertop situation going so that I can pack orders on there or just have a little bit of extra counter space. I also decided to open up my corner on the right side of my room by moving my shelf over and making a little bit more room for my plants. I have to say that my little plant collection keeps growing and growing, especially because I propagate a lot. So I really loved having this extra bit of space. As artists, I think aesthetics really do matter, and so shifting our space and sprucing it up just a little bit and surrounding ourselves with things that inspire us can make the biggest difference when it comes to our creativity. For me, one of my biggest inspirations is plants, but what about you? What inspires you to create? What fuels your creative fire? I would love to know. One of the most important things that you can do for yourself is listen to your own needs. And for me, I feel like something I've been needing is a little cozy nook where I can just relax and draw for myself and not just really sit at a desk or stand at an easel. So I decided to take some extra sitting pillows that I had from a sip and paint from months ago and create a little sitting area for myself. I feel like it is something that I've been wanting but didn't really know that I wanted. But having a little space where I can get all cozy and draw for myself and have no pressure, it's necessary for me. So I encourage you to listen to yourself and ask yourself, what would make this moment better? What would make my space better? It can be lighting a candle. It could be just rearranging things a little bit. It can also just be addressing and acknowledging your emotional needs, because as artists, I feel like our work is driven by emotion, and for that reason, they deserve to be acknowledged. And even if you're not an artist, your feelings deserve to be acknowledged and deserve to be validated and deserve to be listened to, because your feelings, your emotions are signals for you. whether it is to slow down or to make a change. I decided to spend tonight in my little cozy corner, and I am just drawing on a few mailers. So for my mug designs, I came out with a snake mug, which is surrounded by mushrooms, and also a chrysanthemum mug. So I figured it would be fun to draw mushrooms on the snake mug ones and blue chrysanthemums on the blue chrysanthemum mugs ones, so that each box kind of matches the mug. And I feel like it's just a cute little personal touch, and it's so much fun, and it's something I want to try to do with more of my orders. Try to make the outer packaging kind of match the feeling of the artwork or the product that someone purchased. I think in entertaining these little creative ideas, even if they may seem silly and mundane, make the process of packing orders and shipping things out to you a little bit more meaningful and special and personal. And I feel so fulfilled as an artist for doing these little things. It's just so much fun.
You're earthbound.
Good morning, my beautiful friends. This morning I decided to start off with some green tea. I heard it's really, really good for you to have green tea first thing in the morning. And recently I've been trying to have tea instead of coffee in the morning, just to have an easier start to the day as far as like the impact that coffee can have on your body. Although I have to say it's a little bit challenging, but we're working on it. And after I had my tea, I decided to sit in my little cozy corner and do some sketching. I feel like drawing by hand and not on my iPad has been something I've been neglecting. So today I decided to take a moment to draw my little snake in his plant. He has a plant in his enclosure that he always likes to curl up under, and it's so cute, and I just feel like that plant is just gonna grow with him. And so making that sketch was super special. And after that, I decided to get into work and then working on some collaborations that I have. This is a collaboration that I have with my friend Ormcraft. Her name is actually Emily, but her Instagram is Ormcraft, and she sent me these beautiful ear cuffs to paint. So I am painting her ear cuffs today. I painted mine honestly a while ago, but I feel like it has taken me a long time to really get into painting hers because I just kept psyching myself out and feeling like my art wouldn't be good enough on them. But I really am happy with how they came out, and they were so much more fun to paint than I imagined. And I feel like whenever we're feeling this wave of perfectionism, it is always good to take a moment to imagine and to think about how fun the experience will be over the outcome.
Set aside every empty spreadsheet line.
Today is a beautiful fall day, so I thought it was a perfect day to go and walk to my local coffee shop. I feel like fall is coming so slow here, but it's such a beautiful thing because I get to notice the little changes that happen every single day. And after making it to the coffee shop, I got myself my chai latte, whipped out my iPad, and it was time to draw. It's been such a long time, it feels like, since I've drawn for myself, and I know that's so silly to say since I just launched my little shop update, but I feel like in preparing for that update, I haven't made as much time to really freely create art. And I noticed that one of my needs for me to stay inspired is to continue to create for myself and to fuel my own creative ideas. So Taking this time to just sketch for myself and to see where it goes with no pressure while being surrounded by such beautiful people felt like the ultimate level of self-care. And this is the sketch that I came out with. I feel like it looks so edgy yet so cool. Do you feel the same way about having to create work for yourself to be able to put your best foot forward in other areas of your life? Speaking of, on my way home, I decided to stop by the thrift store because this is the best place to go and get canvases. And I was lucky enough to find 3 wood panels to paint over, which is so exciting. I found that wood panels is like the best thing for me to paint on because it's so smooth and just hard and perfect. And so I felt like the luckiest girl in the world walking home. We are back from the coffee shop, and I also took some time to actually go to the thrift store that was nearby. So I want to show you that what I got, because I got a few new canvases. I got this one that I'm gonna paint over, and I love it because it's wood panel, and I found that for me, working on wood is the easiest thing for me to work on, so really excited about this. Only thing that makes me nervous is this has a beautiful texture to it, so I might have to use a few layers of gesso, and it just might be a little bit challenging to paint over, but I think it should be fine. I then got this long piece, and then this long piece. So yeah, super cool. I like how long they are because they can make for a really cool landscape piece or a really, really cool vertical piece. And they're also wood panel, which is awesome too. So I can just gesso over these and boom. So yeah, I love going to thrift stores and finding canvases. I feel like I hit the jackpot though to find 3 wood panels in one thrift store, which is awesome. So yeah, I don't have very much gesso left, but I'm gonna go ahead and gesso what I can today. Lately, I've been cherishing more days like this. The days where I get to just chase my creativity and see where it takes me. The days where I get to just spontaneously go to the thrift store and pick up canvases. The days where I get to sketch for myself and breathe the beautiful, crisp fall air outside. The days where I get sunshine and feel carefree. These are the days that I live for. These are the days that I feel like the little version of me dreams of.
Caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the other.
Tonight, I decided to take some time to work on my piece that I sketched in the cafe today. And oh man, I am so happy that I did because once I opened it, I just felt like there was an immediate flow. For this piece, I decided to paint it in a 30 by 40 size, so it's gonna be very large, and I'm so excited about it. And I decided to use this photo from Pinterest as a lighting reference, just so I could know where I would want to put my shadows and my highlights, etc., etc. And I feel like this is a great method to use even if you're not following a reference exactly. It's always nice to have a lighting reference, in my opinion, just because then you take out some of the guesswork, and that's always really nice. And for me, if I can make my creative process a little bit more carefree, I will do it. And I just love that I was drawn to this purple tone. I feel like it's so magnetic and electric. And in this process, I kept trying to push myself slowly but surely. I feel like the reason why I struggle a lot with creating, I feel, dimensional and dynamic art is because maybe I just don't push myself enough. And so in this piece, I tried to push myself a little bit more, not enough to be realistic, but enough to be dynamic, enough to be a little bit more dimensional, and I'm so happy with how it's looking. I've also had a lot of fun just like experimenting with different tones of color and how it could play a role in the piece. And yeah, overall, I feel like this was a super fun and experimental studio session, and I'm so happy with how it's coming along. Just look at her.
No one can tell you what they're running from. No one knows anymore. What's it for? What's it for?
This morning I caved and I had some coffee. I couldn't help it. We got this pumpkin spice creamer and I just had to use it. I just had to embrace the fall vibes. And once I had my coffee, I went ahead and added a little extra coat of gesso to my paintings. And then I decided to work on this helmet design. This company called Luma's Helmet reached out to me to create a helmet design for them, and I actually created one for them last year, but it actually needed to be in vector format. So here I am adjusting the design and just drawing up something new, something fresh, and we are going to be vectorizing this later on in this video. Guys, look what just came in the mail. This is my package from Ninja Transfers that I've been waiting so long for. Not even that long. I've just been so anxious. So let's go ahead and unbox her because this means I get to start making your mugs and I'm so excited. It feels like this week was all leading up to this moment. The moment when these transfers would arrive, the moment when I could start making your mugs. And I have to say that when I got these prints, I was so excited. Just seeing all of them lined up so beautifully and just ready to be used was just a dream come true. And it made my entire morning. Not to mention the UPS people actually came in the morning, which like never happened. So I was just so eager to go ahead and get started on making these for you guys. So I set up shop outside and put my headphones on, started preparing the mugs and cleaning them to get them ready for transferring. But needless to say, things just didn't end up going as planned. Hi, my beautiful friends. You may have noticed that after that clip, you didn't hear from me. There was nothing else from that, and here we are now. And that is because I nearly messed up every single mug that I worked on that day. And I noticed that for me, once I messed up the first time, it became this frantic spiral. And instead of taking a step back and evaluating what I was doing, I kept going, and I think it became worse and worse and led to just me messing up more and more, and unfortunately wasting a lot of my transfers, which makes me really sad. Luckily though, towards the end of the day, I stopped and had 2 transfers left, 2 chrysanthemum transfers, and I waited till today just so I could sleep on it, evaluate what I was doing wrong, and come up with a different method that would work. Even though the method that I was trying initially was the one that helped me create my first chrysanthemum mug, which came out perfectly, I felt like clearly I needed to try a different method. So I did, and this one came out absolutely beautifully, so perfect. And this one will be going off to its new home today. I do have several other ones that are B grades that I will be bringing to my market. Like this one, it's nearly perfect, but in one spot over here, there is a little bit of texture. And with this, I just feel like you guys put your trust in me to make these mugs beautifully and perfectly. And even though they're small, even though you may not notice them, if I don't feel proud of them, I don't feel comfortable actually selling them if you ordered online. But in person, I can discount the price, I can let you know here are the flaws, and you can make that conscious decision yourself if you may want to purchase one. So yeah, this one is a B grade one, and I also have this one, which was nearly perfect, but it is missing a stem here. So I decided that this one will also be a B grade because everything else about it looks gorgeous besides this one little mistake, which, you know, again, people can hold it in person, see it in person. I can point it out and be like, are you okay with this? I'm thinking about, instead of the price being 25, making it 15 for these, just because of, yeah, since they're not perfect. And just so that maybe I can get a little bit of a return on my investment, but they're still durable mugs. It's just, you know. And then finally, this one, its leaf right here is kind of etched off. So yeah, those three will be going to the market in person. This one is perfect and I love it. Throughout this, I realized the importance of, when I catch myself being frustrated and when I see that my energy is shifting, to take a step back and relax and evaluate, and to not keep pushing. I have this mindset where I just want to keep going and going and going and going, when sometimes the best thing I can do is rest and take a break and get my thoughts together and then come back the next day. Because when I came back today, my results were way better. Also, I realized the importance of maybe creating my mugs beforehand, before I launch them. I think that might be a really good idea in the future, just so that they're all perfect and the only thing I have to worry about is packing the orders. I think there's a lot of pressure when people have spent their hard-earned money on a product, and I just want it to be exactly how I presented it, of course, because I mean, you guys put your trust in me. And so yeah, I realized that maybe that's an option that I would like to take. But yeah, if you're working on something and you catch your energy shifting, don't be afraid to take a break. It's okay. Take a deep breath, relax. It's gonna be fine. I am happy that I'm at least able to get one out. And also, I have a really good buffer for my shipment time. So I always tell my customers it'll take up to 2 weeks for me to ship out their order. So that's good. It's only been a week and I'm ordering the transfers. Like, it's literally on my computer as we speak. So that they'll come in early next week and I'll be able to give it another go with the new method that I feel like is way better. Also, when it comes to UV DTF, I just learned that it is really finicky, because you just have to pay really attention to the details. And with my designs being so detailed, I just need to take it really slow. I noticed that my best mug outcomes have come from me taking it slow. So yeah, with all that being said, don't be afraid to just take your time, take things slow, and be patient with yourself, because you deserve that. And the best results come when your energy is on the right level, you know, when it's positive, when you're calm. And that's just something that I've picked up. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pack up this order. Even though messing up so many mugs was a humbling and emotional experience, I realized how important it is for me to listen to myself, listen to my body, because when I look back, there were so many telltale signs where I could have stopped and where I could have seen that I was stressed and overwhelmed, and I feel like the outcome could have been different. But the learning experiences from this experience was remarkable and something I'm going to carry with me moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, I am beginning to vectorize my little snake design for the helmet, and I am so nervous and excited about it. It is coming along pretty well, especially since this is my first time vectorizing any kind of art, but we have a long way to go. But this is how it's looking so far. The next day, I figured it was time for me to at least drop off a couple of orders, so I packed up my bag and it was time to head on out. Thank you so much for being here with me for this week in my life. I appreciate you so much, and if there's anything that you took away, I hope you just take away the importance of your inner voice. How you feel and what your body is telling you matters so much. So don't be afraid to listen to yourself. And with all that being said, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.